Hey, this is Ben with Bottomless Inkwell, and using my Bluetooth today, so that's why I have this thing wrapped around my head, see if this works any better for audio. I'm cleaning out my studio. It looks a little bit like a pigsty, a lot of oak leaves laying around and other things. But I thought I would talk today about one of my recent paintings and just explain what's going on and what I was going for with the artwork. There was I showed this painting at Table Wine in Madison, Wisconsin. I mentioned that in another video with a bunch of other paintings. And there was one person there, potential art collector, and they liked it and they said it reminded them of a trout. And I could see that. I like that pattern is beautiful on brook trout, or I don't know my fish too well, but I know I've seen those patterns in those different shapes, the dots and the blues and greens. And then I told him it was a painting of a lake, and I think he was a little put off by that. So, and that's okay, you know, I'm not real rigid with my interpretation. I enjoy experimenting, so part of that is just trying to see what other people are seeing, when I'm done. But this painting started out, after I got the shape set and built. I went to Rock Lake in Tyranina here and set up on a hill facing east, and it's this beautiful vista of the lake, really one of the biggest, most picturesque views of the lake that I've seen. And I was able to capture what I liked about that in a meditative way. I was looking at repetitions of color and pattern, and capturing the lake, the field in front of me, and then the sky behind, the little tree line there. And a lot of paintings, that would be it. I enjoy doing those kinds of paintings, just of water, something very mystical. There's something really vital about the air that's near water, and I enjoy that. But then some paintings I like to take them another step or two or three or five or whatever. And here I did that by including these cells of color and using streaks of brush strokes where the brush strokes remain not hiding anything, very, very plain that a human being was making these marks with a brush. And what I'm doing there is, as I'm painting these, I'm looking at different areas and the richness of the color play or the patterns or the shapes that happened. So as I was painting, initially, there are certain segments here. I'll zoom in a second, and I'll walk this outside just for a second too to get a little better light on it at the end. But I would work my way around this, and as I'm encapsulating this, decide where to go with it according to what's going on in each little segment. So each of these is like its own, what's the writer's term for it? Like a nook, that's not the right word, a vignette, so that's a better word. Each one is like a vignette, and then they're like human cells, or they're like plant cells or animal cells in that same breath. They're bumping along next to each other and forming one whole, and that is the back and forth in a painting like this. It starts out with this big wide open space of Rock Lake, Tyranina, and then each one becomes its own little universe, bumping up against another little universe of colors and textures and the feelings that that might evoke, and then the whole thing between the sky and all those pieces put together, of course, make this piece what it is. So for me, I enjoy making art like this. the contemporary part of it is, to me, making it more sculptural, and the interplay between capturing a rendering of an area, and then the more modern part of it is going back to that experimentation and the interplay between capturing a realistic rendering and then also working them on color fields and shapes and doing those things. So I hope this makes some more sense. And let me take a peek here. We'll just zoom in just to get a little better look. And let's take a quick peek outside here just to get some better color. There it is. Much better light out here. So this has been Ben with Bottomless Inkwell. Thanks for checking out my latest art video.